Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. A very popular, very well-known cryptocurrency investment firm, Grayscale, is lying about XRP and the XRP ledger, and I speculate that it's an attempt to protect themselves from the SEC. That's right, throwing good old XRP and the XRP ledger under the figurative bus, because I know the difference between literal and figurative, damn it. But doing this all in an attempt to protect themselves. And so, look, the SEC has already put the whole world on alert that they believe XRP is a security. Now, if Grayscale sells a representation of any cryptocurrency that's particularly similar, especially technologically, to XRP, they probably believe that it will increase the risk of being accused by the SEC of selling a cryptocurrency trust that gives the buyer exposure to the underlying asset in secondary markets. Because you'll see as we go through this, this has something to do with stellar lumens, or XLM, which is the ticker symbol. I'm sure most of you are probably very familiar with XLM to this point. I hold XLM. I'm pro XLM. I've held it since 2017. Not a crazy amount, but I do hold it. But they're supporting, basically in a nutshell, what they're doing is they're supporting the fact that they're selling a representation to their customers of stellar lumens and throwing XRP under the bus to justify it, because XLM is a copycat of the open source XRP ledger. Literally, the code was copied, it was modified a bit, and then launched. It's a copy, it's an actual copy of the XRP ledger. Plenty to break down. I'll explain the details as we go through this. But before going any further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a legal or financial background of any kind. I'm not offering legal or financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. Now, as a quick refresher here, it's worth noting that Grayscale, they did used to have an XRP trust, and it was dissolved in January of 2021, just weeks after the SEC filed their lawsuit against Ripple, claiming that XRP is an unregistered security. Now, it's worth noting that Grayscale is not a cryptocurrency exchange. They're a cryptocurrency investment firm. I don't know if they go technically by the name term hedge fund, but Grayscale, what they offer is an investment product that they pioneered. It's called a trust, and they have a bunch of different trusts. They have a Bitcoin trust. They used to have an XRP trust. There's an Ethereum trust. There's an XLM trust. And so people who are accredited investors, which is a high standard. Most people on the planet are nowhere near being accredited investors. You have to have a net worth of at least $1 million, not including your place of residence, wherever you're primarily living. So net worth of that, or you have to have made over the last 2 years $200,000 per year minimum, and be on track to make that for the third year, the current year that we're in right now. If you meet either one of those requirements, then you're considered sophisticated, and you can become an accredited investor, and then you can buy stuff that the other peasants out there can't buy because the government thinks you're too stupid to make your own financial decisions. So they figure you're probably smart if you've got money. That's the thinking process. So if you got money, you can bet on all sorts of other stuff that people that don't have such means that cannot invest, right? And so what Grayscale has done here, I'm not blaming Grayscale for that, I'm just explaining what this is and how it's set up so you understand. So what they do is they've set up this investment vehicle. Let's go to their flagship product, the Bitcoin Trust, right? Bitcoin's the cryptocurrency with the brand cachet. It's the most well-known on the planet. Fine. Well, they set up a Bitcoin trust, and so if you're an accredited investor, rather than buying Bitcoin yourself, which would mean a number of things, you'd have to maybe learn about how the crypto asset class works from a technological perspective so that you could store it yourself and custody it. Maybe you'd have to get on a new platform like Coinbase or pick your exchange. Well, there are a lot of people who are accredited investors who don't want to deal with that hoo-ha, if you will. But they can get access to the asset class and not have to worry about managing any of that stuff. So it's an easier sell by just hopping on board with Grayscale and buying their Bitcoin trust. And so Grayscale, based on the volume of demand, they will purchase the underlying asset. So it does impact, from a supply and demand perspective, the amount of Bitcoin or pick your cryptocurrency that's available globally. So it's all good stuff that people are jumping into crypto. It's just that it's not like an ETF where it would be on the New York Stock Exchange, perhaps, where you'd have even people who are not accredited investors who could purchase it. So it's a much more limited pool of people who can purchase it, right? So that's what the Bitcoin Trust is here. Well, unfortunately, when the SEC came after Ripple, they ended up dissolving the XRP Trust. And so it reads as follows, just a couple parts I want to highlight. And this is from January 13th of 2021. A week after selling all the XRP in its digital large cap fund, crypto asset management company Grayscale Investments is terminating its XRP trust. And then scrolling down a little bit further. According to today's press release, it is Grayscale's view, quote, that it is likely to be increasingly difficult for U.S. investors, including the trust, to convert XRP into United States dollars and therefore continue the trust's operations, end quote. So it's a couple of concerns here. Obviously, they're concerned about the legal consequences, but from a functional perspective, it is more difficult, because again, they're not a cryptocurrency exchange. If liquidity is drying up in the United States and they're not really a driver of that per se, it can be. So I don't know to what degree that's a cop-out, to what degree it's true, but it's what they cited and it's a consideration. I think that part actually is fair. So I haven't been harsh on them for this. I blame the SEC by and large. I don't tend to blame the cryptocurrency exchanges that halted the trading of XRP or delisted it. I'm more inspired by the cryptocurrency exchanges, the few that continue to list it, like Uphold, for example. But still, I'm not going to blame the victims here, effectively. But now, what are they doing? They're throwing XRP under the bus here. So here's the headline from Crypto Globe. Grayscale claims Ripple network does not facilitate the creation of tokenized assets. So upon reading that headline, and I had seen people discussing this in recent days, frankly, within Twitter. I just didn't jump into it. But once I saw the headline, I was like, okay, this is starting to grind my gears a bit. Like, the XRP ledger is the world's first decentralized exchange. That's a fun fact for you. The world's first decentralized exchange. You can tokenize stuff on there. And here, Grayscale's claiming that you can't do that. It's literally the first opportunity humans have ever had to do such a thing. Literally the first. And so to see that, I was like, oh, what in the ever-loving hell here? So check this out. Recently, Grayscale Investments, which is one of the world's largest digital currency asset managers, made some questionable claims about XRP. As Stefan Huber pointed out yesterday, in an information statement for Grayscale Stellar Lumens Trust, XLM, that the firm filed with the United States Securities and Exchange Commission last Tuesday, August 16th. Here is how Grayscale compared XLM to XRP in a section titled Overview of Stellar Lumens. And I'll just pause before reading the quote to note that Stefan Huber is a member of the XRP community, because the article didn't state that and they should have. But anyway, here's what Grayscale wrote and filed to the SEC, which is not true. Here's the quote. Similar to XLM, XRP is a digital asset that is used to facilitate cross-currency payments quickly and efficiently. However, XRP's only function is to facilitate cross-currency transactions. Pause. I can't even finish the damn quote. They've said XRP's only function is to facilitate cross-currency transactions. What about all the other stuff? There's a story. I'm going to make a separate video about this, but there's a video game that was created where XRP is actually, you can actually stake your XRP, and then the winner of whatever the video game matches, since it's all coded into it, the winner, like the algorithm shoots that XRP to them. So you're actually competing for a cryptocurrency. So it's affecting the gaming industry. You've also got the country of Colombia, the Colombian government, they are now literally tokenizing pieces of land on the XRP ledger. And they didn't consult with Ripple. They didn't need Ripple's permission anyway. It's decentralized. They started tokenizing pieces of land on the XRP ledger, which requires the use of XRP. Literally requires it. So there's three things right there. And I haven't heard much from Coil lately. I don't know how well they're doing, but still, they exist. And you can settle the XRP, and it's a new form of web monetization. There's a few right there. Then there's just the usage of XRP as money. Right? And there's other stuff too. Look, and it's okay to use that as an investment vehicle. There's speculating on it. So there's just a few things off the top of my head. So for them to state that XRP's only function is to facilitate cross-currency transactions, bogus lie, and they have to know better. That is ridiculous. But check this out. It gets even more redonkulous. They wrote, and this is a quote, Unlike the Stellar network, the Ripple network does not facilitate the creation of tokenized assets or offer a decentralized exchange platform, end quote. So upon reading that, I'm like, what is the Ripple network? Are you talking about RippleNet, which is a messaging system? Well, I wouldn't expect you to compare a cryptocurrency, which is XLM, to proprietary software, which is a messaging system held by a fintech company. That's apples and oranges. RippleNet, the messaging portion, is proprietary software. The RippleNet, yeah, that's a messaging system. Why are you comparing that to a decentralized cryptocurrency ecosystem in XLM? Why would you compare? So they said Ripple network, but so did they mean that? Or were they calling the XRP ledger Ripple network? Either way, it's stupid and wrong. But if you're saying that Ripple network is the XRP ledger, well, you better freaking believe the XRP ledger allows for the creation of tokenized assets. The Colombian government literally is tokenizing pieces of land. Because it's a great platform for that, because you get settlement finality inside a few seconds, costs fractions of a penny, it's decentralized, it's all immutable, it's all right there. And it's the first on the entire damn planet. So why are they doing, and this is where the speculation comes in. I'm just thinking, like, they already have been warned that XRP, hey, SEC says it's a security. That's the claim that they've made. So, Grayscale, maybe they're watching their own back. This is my speculation. They're watching their own back, worried about the big bad SEC coming after them, because they could still come after them for XRP, even though they ended up dissolving the XRP trust. But if they've got an XLM trust, and they do, well, if the SEC could come and argue that you should have known that this was obviously also not allowed because it's just a copy of the XRP and the XRP ledger. And they could actually argue that, and it actually is a copy of the code that was just modified slightly. So I think that they're throwing XRP and the XRP ledger under the bus for that purpose. That's just my speculation. There's no way to actually know that for sure. But trying to piece this together, I think that's reasonable and healthy speculation. You tell me what you think, right? It really grinds my gears, which is why I wanted to highlight this right here. It's not rational and it's not right. Other than if you look at it from their perspective, they're protecting themselves. And is that really going to protect them, though? Is it really going to? Because if the SEC is coming for you, like doing something like that, maybe you think that you can play some legal word games in court. It's not going to stop them from coming after you. We'll see. So anyway, that's just the way that I was looking at it. You all let me know what you think here. Stefan Huber, also, there's a tweet I did want to share before wrapping up here. Stefan Huber, he tagged Barry Silbert, who is the CEO and founder of Digital Currency Group, which is the parent company of Grayscale. And so Stefan wrote, Barry Silbert reiterates in its latest SEC filing this week that the XRP ledger has no decentralized exchange, and unlike XLM, don't offer tokenization. The functionality of the XRP ledger is limited to cross-border payments. Isn't it a criminal offense to repeatedly make false statements in SEC filings? That's a good question, isn't it? And is it illegal? Because, if they know that what they're saying isn't true, and I just don't know how they couldn't, did they break a law? I'm asking. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I don't see how you can you're filing that to the SEC? If it's just actual ignorance, that's one thing, but how can you be working at Grayscale and have that level of ignorance in the crypto space after you had an XRP trust? You had an XRP trust and you don't know what the hell it's used for? Are you kidding me? All right. You let me know what you think. I'm wrapping up here. I am not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.